Our project is about wireless-based traffic automation for upcoming signals. The main objective of our project is to provide pre-signaling information for traffic automation, thereby improving fuel economy. The layout of our project goes by this way. Here, we are going to consider a 4-node pathway with a traffic controller at the center. In this project, a single node has been considered and it has been demonstrated for a single node pathway road. Our project consists of 4 modules. Module 1, master PIC controller kept at the center of the traffic intersection points. Module 2, Module 3, Module 4 are the slave modules that are kept at some predetermined distances from the master traffic controller. Module 1. It is the master traffic controller. It is the master and the slave controllers are driven by PIC controller. We use PIC controller PIC16F877A. This is the power supply circuit which gives 5 volts to the PIC controller. Here we use 4 relays. The first 3 relays are used to control master and slave operations, and the 4th relay is used for wireless unit. In wireless unit, we use RF transmitter kept at the emergency vehicle, where an emergency switch is being used, in which in emergency vehicle it is used to transmit signal to the RF receiver. The RF receiver is the master traffic controller. The input to the master is given through VB programming, for which we use RS232 for PC interface. To drive RS232 for PCB board and PC, we use MAX232 IP, which is a driver receiver which works with TTL logic. In order to drive relays, we use ULN2003, which is an inverting switching Darlington amplifier.
In this project, we use a RF module which has a carriage frequency of 433.92 MHz, consisting of 4 modulating frequencies: 36 kHz, 37 kHz, 38 kHz, and 39 kHz. Here, we use 36 kHz, a single channel frequency for pre-signaling information for emergency vehicle to master controller. The slave controller are wired to the master controller. The master controller is connected to each slave controller, and the desired input from master controller is given to slave controller for upcoming signal. There is only communication between the master controller and each of its slaves, and there is no communication among the slaves. The input to master is master from the VB number.
The slave has been programmed in such a way that green light is initiated. Initially, the slave 3 turns yellow, and its corresponding action proceeding in slave 2 and slave 1 at a particular time. All the signal controllers arrive at red for other traffic nodes to execute the operation. After a particular time interval, the cycle continues in each node. The 4 relays in master controller, 3 relays are used for driving LEDs of red, yellow and green, and the 4th relay is used for wireless unit, transmitting a signal from emergency vehicles by pressing an emergency switch kept in vehicle, and the transmitted signal is received by a master controller. Thereby, the other signal input is given to each of the slave controllers to turn on the emergency path light. Both the master and slave controller, in order to alert the public that an emergency vehicle has to pass in heavy traffic. The operation of slave will be in progress as usual. The only indication of emergency path light on condition may alert the public about arrival of emergency vehicle. But the master controller progress stops and the emergency path light alone turns on, and only in that particular node.
This
This is the hardware output. First, the green light is initiated in both traffic and slave controllers. First, the slave 3 turns yellow and the corresponding traffic operation is continued in slave 2 and slave 1. And after a particular time interval, the traffic controller turns yellow. After a particular time, all the slave and the master controllers turns red. In case of emergency vehicle, the RF transmitter transmits a signal to the receiver which gives an emergency path light on in master as well as slave controllers. But the master operation stops and only the emergency path light on. But in case of slave controllers, the traffic operation pre-signaling takes place, will be in progress, but as well as the emergency path light is also on to alert the public in heavy traffic.